I love it.
Welcome back to After Hours. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined by the entire Whack Pack. We actually had a pregame show that was worthy of a real show, but you know, we got new equipment in the studio, so we've upgraded. So we had to just tweak everything perfectly. Welcome back, guys, and I want to welcome Carlo Filipponi, who's joining us, our muscle chef, of course, with the chickenpound.com.
Dave, Greg, John, Jimmy.
Good seeing you again, my brother.
What's going on, brother?
Good to see you guys.
Carl,
okay?
I need a delivery, I think, of more chicken. Because the last delivery, you remember, there was something wrong with it, so you were going to replace it, but that was like during massive COVID, so I think I need more chicken when you get a chance.
You got it, buddy.
Thank you.
You got it. Thank
now,
you.
Carl, can you before we get to the show, I want to just make a distinction, because some of your chicken is stuff that you could use while you're dieting for a show, and then some of it has some seasonings that do have some carbs in them. Can you differentiate for some of the viewers out there which ones you would want to use during dieting, and then which ones you would use off season, probably?
Sure, straight up.
Yeah.
We actually make what we call a pre-contest plain. Obviously, with all the competitors in mind, the way we used to do it back in the day, there isn't any salt, no pepper, no oil, no sprays, nothing. Just chicken flame grilled, and then it's vacuum sealed into the packages. So that is 100% competitor approved. And then you have three flavors. Other than that, you have the balsamic, you have a cilantro lime, and a lemon herb that you can use as well. We do put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in the marinade for that.
Right.
But other than that, it's just lemon juice, sea salt, black pepper, and then herbs and seasonings.
Ironically, those are the three flavors that I like the best. I don't know why, but those are just my favorites. You know, and I'm not dieting at all, but I just like those. They taste the best to me.
Yeah, it's the seasonings. You know, it's the herbs. We use fresh basils and parsley, cilantro, garlic.
Right. But the other ones that have carbs in them, most people like those better. I just happen to like the healthy ones better. I don't know why. But
yeah, we have our best seller is teriyaki, and we use a low sodium soy sauce, so it's not as loaded with sodium as you would think it is, right?
What are the carbs?
200 milligrams of sodium, right? And it's only have like 1.5 grams of carbs for 8 ounces or something like that.
I like that one, Carlo. That was my favorite.
Yeah, the teriyaki. Then we have two barbecues. A Kansas City barbecue is actually like a real traditional, actual Kansas City style barbecue recipe.
Would Ronnie Coleman eat that one?
Yeah, Ronnie Coleman. Actually, I got to send him some stuff because if he tried that, he wouldn't have any more masterpiece.
He'd still put the masterpiece on top of it, probably.
He'd still put extra, right? But
Just
yeah,
in case.
Hey, I've been at Carlo's restaurant with Ronnie, and Ronnie eats anything that Carlo cooks. It don't matter.
He's all right.
Carlo's a great cook.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, Kansas City barbecue. Then we have a barbecue that's not really like a barbecue because we don't put any brown sugar in there, no molasses, no Worcestershire sauce. So it's more like we use just regular tomatoes and organic honey to mimic the flavor. We put a smoked paprika in there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Tastes good.
Yeah, that's actually our second best selling flavor, and that sells really well. But all the flavor profiles are really, really good. I love them all. And then, to be honest with you, we have weeks where just plain chicken, sea salt, black pepper, and extra virgin olive oil sell through the roof.
I like that. I could eat that every day. It's funny because my client Susie Blaylock bought like 20 pounds of it from you or something like that, and then she realized she bought the one that has this barbecue one, and she didn't realize it had carbs. So I was yelling at her, so she's been washing it off. I'm like, Susie, it stays good in the freezer forever. Just freeze it and buy the stuff that you can eat. You know, it's silly.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. That's why I wanted you to differentiate. Now, your cousin sent me, what's his name? He's got the same last name as me, except with a C. Columbo. What's his last name?
Columbo, yeah.
Paul Columbo.
Oh, the gloves.
Oh, did you get the gloves?
I got the gloves.
Yeah, I got them yesterday.
Now, let me just show you these gloves. First of all, what's this? There's like some kind of a logo on the front. What does that say, Carlo?
I don't even know what the logo on the front is. That might be something that he's got to remove.
The ones in the package don't have a logo. They're perfectly. This one's cool. It looks like some kind of Jamaican or Italian flag on it. I don't know what that is, but
okay. It might. You know what that is? One of his partners is Jamaican, so it might be a Jamaican.
My wife was right as usual. Yeah. She said Jamaican.
The wives are always right.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so the whole concept behind this glove is that you can actually put water in here, and so you can drink from the glove. This one is filled with water here. Now, I made a few mistakes because there was no directions in there, but there's a zipper compartment here that you could actually unzip. You take the little water bladder out, you fill it up, and then you put it back in here, and then you put the glove on. And
you can put an MP3 player in there too, probably.
Mr. G, you'd like this because you go running with this thing because it's like weights on your hand. And then you got to unscrew this little top here, and then you can drink from here. The top doesn't come off quite so easy, but I actually like the glove minus the little water thing because I don't really drink that much when I'm working out anyway. If I am, I probably have a water bottle. But this is cool. Like if you're an outdoors person, you're cycling or I don't know if I would use it running unless you want to have extra weight on your hand. But definitely cycling would be great for this. And if you're going to go train outside, like a lot of people now because of COVID are working outside, this is pretty good because you got a little bit. You can have 2 fistfuls of water here. So. It's kind of I like anything innovative. I don't know if I would use it per se because I train indoors, but this is called the Hydro Glove. And Paul, I want to thank you for sending it over to me.
Dave, does the water bottle come out of it?
Yes, it does because that's how you fill it up. It's like a little bladder in here almost.
Oh, so I can take the water bottle out, so it's like a sleeve in there too.
Yes, yeah, you could undo the zipper
I
here.
can put my I'd like to get that to put my MP3 player in there.
You could absolutely do that. You could put
there.
your phone in here probably. Greg could definitely put his flip phone in here. That's for sure.
You could put a little gun in there too.
Put a little peanut butter in there.
And you could probably you probably could knock someone out with this thing too. Although I don't know if the bladder would probably explode, but it would protect your knuckles.
I don't
for sure.
drink anything when I train.
Anyway,
22 Beretta.
Can Jimmy put a hot dog in there?
I think Jimmy's looking for a hot dog truck.
Son of a bitch.
Steve Blackman can use those to urinate in.
Yeah. Jimmy, what happened with the hot dog truck? You can't find it?
What happened? I'll tell you what happened. That motherfucker ain't there. That's what the fuck happened. I drove all the way the fuck over here, traffic, every goddamn thing, and this motherfucker's not even here.
Well, that's why you and Mr. G.
Right now.
That's why you and Mr. G got to do the hot dog truck, so you guys can.
This fucking guy's the most
Have your own
unreliable hot dog guy I ever met in my life.
You'll have unlimited hot dogs every day.
Ah, fuck you looking at, buddy. Fuck yourself.
Why is there a crotch shot of him?
Fucking guy shows up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What hot dog guy shows up at 3? You want to set up at least 10:30, 11, get the lunch crowd. This cocksucker comes at fucking 3 in the afternoon. Who the fuck's gonna get a hot dog at 3 o'clock in the afternoon?
I'll bet you'll be back. I'll bet
What
you'll
Jimmy
be
doesn't know is the guy's got another stop.
Then I go there, the motherfuckers complain that he can't pay his mortgage, his bills. I said, well, Steve, how about getting here at fucking 10:30 like a normal mother? You fucking, what's the matter with you? Showing up at 3 o'clock, now you can't pay your bills. No kidding.
You and Mr. G should be doing the hot dog truck the right way.
I was jonesing for a fucking hot dog. I was jonesing.
You know what, Johnny probably hasn't had anything to eat the whole day already.
No. And what he doesn't realize is that the guy.
Oh, you know what I had this morning? I had a fucking coffee and a piece of crumb cake. That's what the fuck I had this morning.
He's like a 5-year-old kid, like my son would eat like a muffin.
That's why I wanted the hot dog. I was so fucking hungry. I said, let me go see Stevie Hot Dog. He'll be there. I'll go grab myself.
His first protein of the day, a nice hot dog.
Jimmy, go get sausage and peppers.
That's the next truck. I'm going there now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the sausage and pepper guy.
All right.
I was just going to say that.
All right, don't talk to us till you get to the hot dog stand. Then you can show us what you're buying.
It's going to be on Linden Avenue. Watch out. It's going to be a traffic jam.
Before the show, we were talking with Carlo about, Carlo's daughter is 20 months old, and he was saying how his daughter, he's in gymnastics, and he built a little gym, and she does the treadmill. His daughter's like a little clone of him, and she's adorable. I watch her on Facebook all the time. Carlo, my kids won't do anything. I always hear people tell me their kids go to bed at 7:30 every night. They sleep the whole night. My kids, 12 midnight, I'm screaming, get in the bed, go to sleep. I'm taking away no pool, no Nintendo. I got to threaten everything.
Because they know you don't mean it. They know you don't mean it. They're like, ha ha, he's yelling. Ha ha.
How come
Let me tell you something.
everyone else's kids listen and mine don't listen?
Because
till
you guys
wait
stay
till they're
up.
older.
That's why.
Wait till they're older. You think they're cute now, but when they're older and they start telling you, "Shut up! Oh my God!"
He
you're
tells
so
me that
annoying."
already, my son.
You go to pick him up at school. Don't walk near me. No, go over there. Go over there. You're embarrassing me. But oh man, you'll see.
Yeah, I guess I'm got.
How about this, Greg? How about when they get older, you don't even fucking hear from them anymore? How about that?
That's right. Only when you
How about
need
that?
money.
Huh?
I'm already
Wait,
old.
you
I'll be
know
hearing
what?
from them for my whole life.
Even though
Don't
I
worry
was a
about
fight, I tried to call them. Nobody even got back to me.
About
Wait,
that.
Jimmy, they call you when they need money, right? You call.
Yeah.
Right.
You call
What?
them up. You call them up. They're like, "Who the fuck are you?" I'm like, "I'm your father." The guy that pay. The guy that pays your cell phone bill and when you need your car paid.
Oh,
That's
my
when you
one
call.
daughter called me fucking like 5 days into my trip. Ah, Dad, I heard you was in Florida. Yeah, I tried to call you. You know, yeah, I'm here 5 days already now. Thanks for the call. Be safe, Dad. Yeah, God, be safe. No problem. Don't worry.
You know what's amazing to me is that you, Dave and Carlo, are among about 5 other friends I have in their 50s who are now having kids either for the first time or new babies, and I'm like, if you guys ever saw me face down dead in a pool of my own blood, it's because Valerie came home and told me, "I'm pregnant, it's yours, and I'm keeping it."
Well, because you already did it
I
like
don't-
twice, John. That's why.
I
You've gone
don't
through it.
understand. I cannot fathom at this age going through what you guys are going through right now. I would slit my fucking
Well, because they
wrist.
drained the life out of you
Yeah.
already, your two
Dra-
daughters
Oh,
and son.
But not only drained, Dave, not only drained, but my oldest daughter, who caused all of this shit by being the first one, doesn't even fucking talk to me anymore.
Wait,
All she wants
John.
is money.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for my kids to have fucking kids so they can do to them what they did to me.
I can't wait. My youngest
want-
daughter's pregnant. I can't fucking wait. I'm going to jack that kid up on Mountain Dew and send him home, and I'm going to love every fucking minute of it.
That's it. I
What,
tell my
John?
kid,
What do your daughters look like you?
Mine?
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever seen your daughters.
You're kidding me.
No, I don't think I've seen pictures of them.
I'll find one to send it to you.
All right.
Me, I'm gonna be gone. Forget about jacking kids up and killing myself. I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah. John,
I'm
let
gonna
me-
live my fucking life. Fuck that shit.
let me speak to that, John. I if I would have done this reverse, I wouldn't have been nearly the father that I am right
Me
now.
neither.
If I could just say that, like if I would have had a child in my 30s and 40s, I was so into the bodybuilding, and then building up the businesses that I wouldn't have been able to be a good father. I wouldn't have been as present in her life as I am now. So for me, it's kind of a reverse role. Like I'm really glad that I'm father now, because my life is a lot calmer. I'm a lot calmer.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one for you, brother. I got one for you. How about this?
Go
Okay?
ahead.
When I had my kids and they were babies, I understand that. I was bodybuilding, I was traveling, Twin Lab, doing all my fucking thing too. But then once my wife threw me the fuck out of the house, and then I got my kids joint custody, when my kids were home in my house, I was one-on-one with my children, right? So I became a better dad, actually, because now I have my own personal relationship with my kids. Took them to Lake George, water parks. I did Christmas, Halloween, all that shit. I would have did any of that, if I was with the old lady, you know what I'm saying? I did it my way, like Frank Sinatra, you know what I'm saying? I did it fucking my way, and I was a good dad. I did it for 25 fucking years, all right? Now I'm 60 fucking one, and now it's fucking my time. That's how I look at it. How about that?
I think I did the same thing with me. I was a better father when I was divorced. But you know what, Carlo? Your little girl needs a little brother, so you better get stepping.
I'm hearing that. Yeah.
Now that opens another chapter.
Yeah.
Now you got 2. You're getting older, all right? You got 2, okay? Carlo, I love you. You're Italian. We're brothers somewhere. But, you're not invincible, okay?
Oh, I know that.
John, I got 3. So what does that mean?
You got to catch Dave.
Yeah.
You got to catch Dave.
I know that.
You got to get
All
2
right.
more now.
I want to wish a happy birthday, Bob Bonham, who used to own Strong and Shapely Gym. a very good friend of Greg's, and we all know him, obviously.
All
We're
of
friends with him.
ours.
Yes.
Bob turned 70. I can't believe it.
Yesterday. turned
Yesterday.
70.
Insane.
God bless you.
Can you
Happy
believe
birthday.
it?
Bless you.
You guys just turned 60.
Happy
Bob's
birthday, Bob.
70.
You hey guys, you got 10 years on us. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm
That's
six-
all right,
I'm
John.
gonna be
That's right around the
61.
corner, brother. That's right around the corner, man. 10 years goes like that, bro.
Yeah, I know. Thank God you're getting there first. Clear
You know
the
what's
way.
funny? I used to be out in the clubs with Bob back in the day. Carlo, you too, you know, and we'd be there and fucking. I'd be in my early 40s. Bob would be like 52, and I used to tell the chicks, "Bro, he's 52." You know what I mean? And he used to get pissed. Now I'm like 52. It's like a kid to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, Bob always had that young face with a full head of hair and everything like that, so
Yeah.
you couldn't tell really how old he was, you know.
Yeah, well,
Shape. Yeah.
it's just crazy.
Good
Life
guy
goes-
and a good friend of all of ours.
Yeah.
Life goes by fast, oh man.
He was
Holy shit.
I used to
very
drive from
respectful.
Long Island, like at least once a month, out to Strong and Shapely. It was like going out to like Great Adventure or something like that. It was like exciting. I would go there and I would train for the day. I'd hang out with Bob, take him out to lunch, and it was fun. It was like a change of pace, you know, from the Long Island gyms. And I always got a good workout whenever I went there because, you know, it's a different atmosphere. And it was always like, he had a lot of good equipment there, old equipment, but it was
yeah,
very,
Great gym. He's
It
got
worked
those
good.
Ronnie Coleman 200-pound dumbbells.
he had the big
too.
dumbbells
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it was, and it
He,
was big.
Ronnie Coleman on
The
him.
gym was
I
very
would try
big,
20
and it had all these like secret rooms. You kept going in the back, and it would one room into another room. I don't even know where all the rooms came from. He kept adding on. I think, you know.
And Carlo and I had to help move all that
Hey,
fucking
Greg,
equipment.
didn't
in
you
there.
do some
remember
filming
that?
there, Greg? Me and you, Greggy?
Hey,
What's that?
I helped
Didn't we
Tom
do some
Pulley-
filming there?
Oh yeah, we
Bobby's
did
gym?
some filming. Yeah, we did. Yep, we did. Yep,
I
I remember
helped-
that. That was fun.
we-
No, you
we
gotta,
did
hey, you gotta
something-
give those stuff. You gotta give those films to Dave, man. Let him put them up, man.
I'll give you the best fucking video with Jimmy. You're gonna gag.
Okay.
It came out so good too.
Oh, good. Send it over.
It's
We'll put up
fucking
some
great.
funny parts.
Oh, it's fucking great. It came out good the way we all put it together.
Yeah.
You'll laugh your ass off.
What was it? Is that when you guys went out to eat or something like that too, or something like that?
Yeah, it was, you know, because originally Steve Blackman wanted to do this show.
Right.
So we went
That was
to
one
all
of them.
this
That was
stuff.
one of them.
One of
yeah.
his promises
Yeah, we-
he never came followed through with, John.
No, I remember we all went out there for that. That was whatever. He fucked it up somehow. Of
Wasn't
course.
that after we left though?
Yeah, it was.
No. That was way before.
No, I think it was after we
no,
left,
this
John.
one was after.
No,
This-
we did one way before when I went with Shelley when Shelley and I were under contract with Twin Lab.
Oh, okay.
No, Greg's talking about a
Hey,
different
Greg,
time.
what were we filming that thing for, Greg? When we were filming, that was for Blackman.
Yeah, it was for Muscular Development. Yeah, that was for
Ah.
that.
No, you remember
But
Jimmy
yeah.
asked us, John, if he
Jimmy,
could do
your
something
part-
with MD. I said, well, if he's paying you, go ahead, do it. You know, I said I didn't want to stop him from making money.
But get the money first.
Yeah.
Get the money first, like
Right.
Sean Ray does.
That was a great. But Jimmy, that came out great.
Yeah.
You were fucking great in that. Do you know how long ago that was? That was 12 years ago.
Well, how come Blackman never did it then, Greg?
No, it had to be more than 12 years, Greg.
Yeah, it's at least that, maybe 13 years.
No,
Gary.
I was a long time ago, bro. That was no 12 years ago.
No, it had to be
Gary.
Jimmy because RX Muscle is 12 years old. So yeah, it probably was right when we started RX Muscle. Blackman probably got
right around
his
there.
panties in a bunch, and he probably.
Do you
wanted-
remember right around that time, Dave, that he had one of those filming sessions at Weinberger's gym, and he closed the gym. You had to pay admission to get in, right?
Right.
And there was a sign on the door that said, film and act exclusive, MS with no cameras, the whole on the door.
Yeah.
So I paid my $10.
Oh,
and
that's
went
right. I
in,
sent you down there to cover it, right?
Yeah, and then Weinberger threw me out. Remember?
Oh yeah, he said he actually felt bad about it too. I think he said, right?
He got pissed. And I go, I fucking paid. I can't get my picture taken with Evan Centopani, Nah, you're doing your fight here in my gym, not in my gym.
Yeah, he didn't want you. Yeah, he didn't want you waging battle with Blackman here.
He used to let us film there.
I was a paying bodybuilder.
No, because Blackman probably gave Weinberger a fucking envelope of money, I'm sure, to do that, just because he wanted to like try to we got to get exclusive on this, you know.
Right, and don't forget, this is what eventually happened. He spends all day filming there. Whoever filmed it, his kid or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's got 7 million hours of raw video, right? And
Yeah.
they can't edit it fast enough because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So he's like, just put it up.
Right.
Just put it up. You know.
No,
Yeah, so
John,
they uploaded
wait,
7
wait,
hours
wait.
of footage that no one watched.
John,
Right.
John's forgetting one thing. John, you're forgetting one thing.
What?
How many hours did the kid would have 100 hours, right, of film? But he'd lose it all. He'd lose it. I did some of the best interviews, and Steve would freak out because he'd be like, "Oh fuck!" But the camera's fucking.
That's because he was fucking wasted. He would forget to put the camera. It was so high. He could turn the camera on.
Dude, I could tell you a few stories, but I'm not going to say it on here.
Why not? This is the perfect spot.
Yeah.
Oh no!
If you can't say it here, there's nowhere to say it.
Yeah.
I still get along with Steve. I like Steve. I can't do it.
There's
I
always
can't
that possibility that Steve might throw him a paycheck, John. You
Yeah,
gotta
there's
keep
always that.
open.
But he's keeping
You got to
his
keep
bridge
the door
No, I
open.
like Steve. I do. I get along with him. You know, he even texts me here and there. But I'm just saying, I don't want to throw like kerosene on any
How
fire.
does this company-
You don't
how
want to
does this
throw
company-
a future.
Oh, I got some good ones though.
You don't want to throw
You'll
a
tell
future
us off camera.
paycheck under the
You know
bridge.
who texted me before the show?
Oh,
Your good friend, Greg, Victor Richards.
Oh, he
oh,
did.
what did he have to say?
He's like, when are we doing a show, a live show? I said, but whenever you're ready.
You know what he's doing now, right? You know what he's doing right now?
No.
He's brewing beer.
He is?
He owns his own brewery.
I didn't know that.
He's brewing beer.
No.
Dude, that guy had the best fucking genetics ever.
Yeah.
Did you ever see him at 16 years old before he even took steroids? You ever see what he looked like?
He was huge, I
He
know.
looked like Sergio Oliva. He had fucking like 22-inch arms.
He's still
Fucking
big.
no fat. I mean, he was such a freak. These guys today talk about Big Ramy. You have no idea what Big is until Victor Richards was ridiculous.
Too bad he didn't have
Am
the
I
head
right
to
or
be
wrong?
Mr. Olympia. You know?
Absolutely. How, you remember? There were giants back in those
Oh,
days.
thank you. You go to Gold's Gym in 1981. There were guys who never touched never stepped on stage or nothing.
In one day in gold, you'd see Trevor Smith, like 400 pounds. You'd
Yeah,
see
forget about
Victor Richards was a giant. Billy
Victor
Smith
Richards.
was like a fucking giant.
And I'll tell you,
Bill Pettis had fucking 28-inch arms.
what about Rory
Ferrigno.
Liedlmeyer? Rory Liedlmeyer would come in that fucking gym, and let me tell you something, his arms look like bowling balls and cannonball delts.
Yep.
Rory Liedlmeyer was a big motherfucker.
Why couldn't he win a show?
Couldn't get in shape.
Yeah, no, it was never ripped, yeah.
Never
I
read.
don't know. I loved his
You'd
structure.
be, Greg, you know you were there. You'd be in the gym. You'd say him, Matt Mendenhall,
Oh, boy.
Bill Parrish, Bob Parrish. This guy had insane physiques. I'm
Even
like,
Bob Parrish looked big.
You know what I'll tell you, though? You know who's very impressive that we forget because we know him too well? In the gym, Ronnie Coleman was fucking unreal, too. I mean,
a story.
no,
That-
yeah,
the
but
arms
Dave,
and shoulders on that guy in the gym were like,
Wait, Dave, but
you
you're
wanted to
talking
quit
about an
bodybuilding
era.
when you see guys like
Yes, I've seen Ronnie in the gym, but you're talking about 2000 shit, even the late 90s. But Victor Richards, what John and I are trying to say is we had guys back those days. There's guys I don't even know their names that would be in the gym in 1981.
Right.
You'd see this guy, yeah, he don't compete, but he was a fucking absolute monster. 300 pounds, no
Greg,
fat.
do you remember the Polish guy, that big, huge Polish guy? He had the bullet wound in his calf. He
That
drove,
one I
drove the van for the Salvation Army. He was
Wait,
just-
did he have blonde hair to here like
dark hair, dark.
Oh no, it's a
complected.
different guy then. Huge. There was so many of them though. There
Yep.
was so fucking. There was an old man The only time I've ever seen in
Salvation
World's
Army.
Gym.
Yeah, he drove the van.
That's gonna be you. That's gonna be you, Jimmy.
But I seen this old man. He was fucking super jacked. He was like 250 fucking pounds. It's the only time I've ever seen an old man.
How old is Victor Richards now? Dougie,
He's got to be in his 50s.
He's about 50 years old.
Richards?
He's about 50.
He's got to be my age. He's got to be over 50. He's got to be
He's
in
about
the
Dave's age,
55
yeah.
range.
Victor Richards guest posed at my very first show here in Jersey, and he was a mountain. He was a mountain. And I will say, as impressive as he was,
Jimmy, stop talking. Your phone sucks.
I got to agree with Dave. There was nothing to me more impressive than an off-season 195, 300-pound Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah,
he looked like a gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh no, I agree with you with Ronnie.
Well,
Coleman.
all right, let's stop for a second.
This is a different era, though.
Who is the? Forget in any era, because you know what? I was over 300 pounds. I was a big guy. I had 22 and 23 inch arms. There were people that impressed me that made me feel like I wanted to quit bodybuilding. There wasn't a lot of them, but people that I would like you to name 5 guys that, like, when you saw in the gym, you were like, I don't ever want to bodybuild again. I could legitimately say Levrone, Ronnie, or 2 guys that, like, when I would see them working out, I'm like, I should just quit because I can never be that fucking crazy. Dorian was like that too back when he was at his biggest. Even though he would train covered up, if you'd see him put a tank top on, you'd want to just leave the gym.
Crazy.
Those 3 guys come to mind. Kovacs was enormous. He didn't have the greatest structure, but he was enormous. Also, just he would, no matter who was around, he was the biggest guy. And Ferrigno in the gym at his biggest was incredible too.
Dude, I've seen Ferrigno look like a basketball player in the gym.
Yeah.
Like a basketball.
But he would get big and small. So
Okay.
it depends when you saw him,
What about Trevor Smith?
I never saw Trevor in the
Smith
gym.
was
though.
a fucking monster.
Yeah.
monster.
Jeep Swenson.
Swenson. I was just gonna say. I was just
Jeep,
saying
you're
the name.
Jeep Swenson in the gym. It was like fucking. It was like Godzilla was walking in. You with a fucking. Remember in the movie with the fucking. What was that? The fucking movie there.
King Kong.
No, the other one. Where they showed a puddle and it's shaking like this because
Jurassic Park.
Right, Jurassic Park, where the fucking puddle is shaking.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the way it was when Jeep.
And then there were guys that weren't as big, huge as that, but massively, like Tom Platz. Remember Tom Platz training legs in it?
Tom Platz was fucking ridiculous.
Tom Platz would do a set of leg extensions, and that right there would send anybody home.
I'll tell you another thing.
5.
But Victor Richards was fucking 6 feet wide. His shoulder width was unbelievable. When he'd walk in the gym, it was like a football player wearing the biggest football shoulder. And he took in 1981. Can you imagine if those guys had the chemical know-how and everything of guys you're talking about, of these more modern guys? You know what I mean?
Imagine if Dave had gotten Victor Richards ready for his show.
Oh, my God.
Victor Richards told me he never used growth hormone, ever.
No, I bet you he didn't, because back then growth hormone wasn't around like that.
Yeah.
With fucking STH, reuse monkey shit, and cadaver shit,
That
you know?
that didn't work at all.
The cadaver shit was big. But even the Barbarian brothers, not for nothing.
Yeah, but see, that's the point, Dave, is that guys like you and whoever, were unicorns where you were. In Gold's Gym back in those days.
Right.
It was at any one point in the day, you could be with 2 Mr. Olympias, 3 Mr. Universes, 5 Mr. Americas, and people training for the USA, the America, the Olympia, the Mr. World. We had more impressive shows back then.
So that
Classic or whatever before them.
But even the girls, though, even the fucking girls in the gym were fit like motherfuckers.
Crazy.
My first experience in Golds was in 1993. I had actually I planned on competing at the USA, but didn't do well at Junior Nationals, so I just backed out of it and went out as a spectator. And at that time, no cell phones, none of that stuff, as you guys all remember, right?
Yeah.
So we have a rental car. I went out with 2 of my buddies, and we go to the gym. I'm ready to train, and it's like the Wednesday or Thursday before the USA, and I'm going to work out. and the three of us go in, and my two cheapskate friends, they don't want to pay the $50 weekend fee to work out, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, take the car, pick me up in an hour or two. So I walk through the door, and you want to talk about starstruck. I will never forget, and it's honestly the only time in my life that I was starstruck, because after that, what is the comparison? You know, and then since then, I've trained with Ronnie, I've trained with The Rock, I've been on Dr. Oz and all these shows here in New York. So now I walk in, these things aren't even a big deal. But I walked into the gym, and the first person I see is Lou Ferrigno standing there. And then from there, are you ready for the list of characters? Magic Johnson, Keanu Reeves, Gabriella Reese, Florence Griffith Joyner, and those are non-bodybuilding people, right? So then I get to the bodybuilders, and the Barbarian Brothers are there, and Billy Thunder Smith, and Aaron Baker, and Stridham, and I'm standing there, and I'm going, holy shit. It took me 45 minutes to an hour to go through all of the 3 or 4 rooms, whatever it was, for me to even get myself ready to train. My friends come back, and I'm like, get out of here. I'm not leaving. And they're like, who's in there? I give them the list of characters. I'm like, just pay the $50 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay it. I said, come back in 4 hours and don't ask me any more questions. And all I remember is training for 4 hours and being pumped for 4 hours. You guys were talking about it with Aceto the other day, and I was reliving that day when you guys were talking about the Gold's Gym experience. It's crazy. You could be on 0 carbs, like you said, for months, drink a bottle of water, and you get a pump just from being in that place.
Carlo, you couldn't stay out of that place.
No,
Like
I would stay there all day.
I would go on my day off. I didn't want to miss anything.
Yeah, but I went to World's Gym too. I would go to World's Gym.
I had memberships at both.
And you go in there, and Bertle Fox would be in there and shit, looking fucking ridiculous, acting like an asshole. I mean, you know, it was just
probably Lee Priest. I'm sure was in there too, because that's what Lee trained.
We all trained legs at World because the equipment was better.
We were there though before Lee Priest could say bodybuilding. I'm talking about 1981. You know what I mean? 82. Now I went there again in 88, and that's when all the Olympians were there because the Olympics was in LA, and I saw FloJo and there was a lot of basketball players, all these fucking athletes.
Didn't John Brown design the Florence Griffith Joyners, those tights that they wore? Remember they had like it was one leg open, one leg with the tight. John Brown designed those, right?
I believe he did, yeah.
John Brown was a great trainer, man. He looked good too. Dude, you don't realize all those old but there was a lot of guys who were into bodybuilding, okay, that took juice and did everything they had to do, but they didn't compete. So you didn't even know their name. You're like, who the fuck is that guy right there? And, you know, he didn't have a name or something, or he was some foreign guy. My name is Bjorn, whatever, you know, and he's from fucking some other country. Yeah. Okay. And they were monsters. There was monsters in that gym.
Greg, did you know who Steve Marjanian was?
Of course I know Steve Marjanian.
Yeah, they were at World, weren't they?
Yeah, but he was in, was it Joe Bucci? People like that were at Worlds.
Charlie Aarons, and the other guy would drive in an old, like a 50s Chevy, right? And the two of them, you know, that's a big wide car, right? So Charlie Aarons and Steve Marjanian, whatever seats they were in, front passenger seat and driver's seat, one of their shoulder was touching the window. The other shoulder was touching the other guy's shoulder, and the other guy's shoulders was touching the other one. They're crammed like this in a 57 fucking Chevy. That's how big they fucking were.
Wait, how about that?
And one of them, I don't know which one, Charlie Aarons or Steve Marjanian, one of them was on the cover of, I think, Muscle Builder or Body Power or one of those magazines.
I think it was Marjanian's.
And he was standing like this, and there was a girl standing on his forearm.
Yeah, I think that was Marjanian's. Dude, let me tell you, dude, even Dean Tornabene.
Right, remember him? 3 and 8, 4 foot tall. Remember?
Dude, he was fucking short. Dude, he'd hang out with all those fucking guys. He would hang in a bang, and he'd be lifting the same weights with the fucking Barbarian Brothers.
I trained with him for 2 years. He's the reason why I can't squat anymore.
Dude,
I'll tell you one thing. If you went out to Gold's, and I went out there in many times, even if they didn't know who you were, if you had the physique and the size and the strength, you were immediately assimilated into the crowd. Like no one discriminated. Like, who's that guy? You're from New York. he just did 160-pound dumbbell presses, or he squatted 500. We got to get him in our group. Because number one, we got to find out what he's doing, and number two, maybe he'll inspire us or push us a little bit. And so really, they really sucked you right in. No one ever made you feel like you didn't belong there. If you looked the part and you trained hard, they accepted you.
But if you were the other side of that, if you were the guy that came in with 7 sweatshirts on, standing like this,
Oh shit.
you ain't getting a
no, you're gonna get kicked out. Yeah.
Dave, I'm in that fucking picture, the Gold's Gym picture.
Yeah.
They took the one with everybody outside. Then they took one with everybody inside. I'm the first guy. I've sent you that picture, right?
Yeah.
I'll send it again. You see the pictures of me with Samir Banu.
Right.
And what's his name? Jesus Christ. That played Mattel's He-Man there. Fucking
Dolph Lundgren.
No. Oh my God.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Remember he
Rick
played
Valente.
He-Man. He had the
Yeah,
colors
with the
on.
sword.
Yeah, what's his name? Fuck, I can't believe I forgot it.
Oh, I know who you're talking.
But you know what? When I
Billy
went
Smith.
there in '94, and I wasn't even that big yet, they were the
Yeah, but by
photographers that would hang out at that gym would run after you. They were like, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? We got to get pictures of you." Ed Connors was throwing shirts at me. Whatever you need, go in the gift shop, take whatever you need. I mean, it was like I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this real or what? Because people respected the hard work and the physiques that you built. And the guys today don't have that they don't get that validation from magazines and photographers. They got to create their own validation through social media. It's a different business world.
By the time you went there in the 90s, it was already commercial gym. John and I went there in the 81.
Right, but there was more. I think there was more opportunities in the 90s.
Right, when it was a shithole.
I know, but you had more
Greg,
opportunities in the 90s. That's why the heyday was really the 90s. Even though 80s was great historically, I think the 90s is when Ed raised the bar up a lot into that
He
gym.
did. But Greg, did you join the one on 2nd Street? That's where I joined first.
I went to the one on 2nd Street for a small period of time.
Short
Then it
time,
was at
and then-
Worlds. Then they moved everything over to that. It was one room.
Right.
It wasn't what it is now. I was there in the 90s too, Dave. I was there in like 91, 92.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, it wasn't the same. You had to have been to the fucking original, like he said, okay? The small one with the train tracks. It was like the size of the inside of my house here. It was, and then you had to go to the first one that they moved on Hampton, and
Right.
that was just one room, and it was a fucking madhouse, though. I saw Julian Blumart, who was a Dutch fucking, a Dutch IFBB official, get knocked out, got punched through the wall by Mike Mentzer's boy. I forgot his name. If you show me the thing, I could show you which guy did it. The picture. I'm in the picture with Mike Mentzer, fucking Samir Banu, all those guys.
It wasn't,
I'm the
what's
first
his
guy
name?
on the
It wasn't
left.
Ken Waller, was it?
No. Kenny Waller was there, but Kenny Waller, they used to make jokes because Kenny Waller fucking was a school teacher, and one of the students actually fucking put his hands on Kenny Waller, and Kenny Waller threw him right to a fucking glass window. Meanwhile,
he had his own gym, Kenny Waller.
I heard he was I heard he was a very tough guy.
Meanwhile, fucking Frank Zane, what's his name, always tells his story. The best stories, you got to talk to Leon Brown. Best stories. He was telling me about that. Then fucking Frank Zane was in school, and fucking one of his kids smacked him because he was, Frank Zane's a weird guy. He smacked him. And Frank Zane didn't do a fucking thing about it. But meanwhile, Kenny Waller threw the fucking guy out a window.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Frank kept his job, and Waller probably got fired.
Greg, did you ever go to his gym, Kenny? It was in the basement.
No, I never been to Kenny Waller's gym. No.
Yeah, it was in the basement of a hotel. Waller was hysterical, man. He wears sweat pants and a leather jacket.
Wait a minute. I was in a base. I actually did one day go to a basement motel.
On near the airport, by like Jefferson and Lincoln, around there, that area.
How would people even know about the gym, John?
What?
How did people even know the gym existed there?
How the hell you knew about it?
Oh, you got to be kidding me! It's Kenny Waller.
Is he still alive?
Probably.
Where is he now?
Probably.
He's probably an
He'd
old,
be in his
older
80s
guy,
though.
yeah.
He was older than Arnold.
I was there in '87, and they thought I was a wrestler.
You were the white
I swear
buffalo.
to God, I pull up in a limo and they go, I was like 300 pounds. They go, you a wrestler? I'm like, yeah. Isn't that funny?
Dude, I seen Roger Callard.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on, Mr. G. You pull up to the which Golds was it? The one on 2nd Street?
The one, I don't know, the one in, I guess in Venice. I was there in '87. I went to
Hampton Drive.
Oh, was it Hampton was there by then? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Hampton.
was there for the Super Bowl. So I pulled up in a limo and I get out and I ordered about $1,200 worth of shirts. And they let me in for free. Let me get 5 of those, 6 of these.
That's when he had his great aunt's inheritance. He had
And
got.
then, wait, check this out. So then I was doing stiff leg. So they let me in for free. They go, you're a wrestler. I'm doing stiff-legged deadlifts with like 400 pounds. And I turn around and who's sitting on the bench watching me from behind was Bob Paris.
I bet
He
he
was
was.
watching your ass. Yeah.
I'll bet you was watching you.
Dude, let me tell you something.
I got
Bob Paris told he talked to me for 20 minutes and his boyfriend got pissed off. I was with my ex-wife. And his boyfriend got pissed off. Robert, let's go now.
I remember that distinctly. I looked around and he's like, I go, this guy's fucking staring at me. What the fuck? I was going to say something. I was like, what the fuck?
And then they got divorced.
Yeah. Do you remember that shit, though? That was like in fucking maybe 91, 92, one of the times I went out much later on.
Yeah.
And my ex-wife was with me. And, we were just talking about Paris because I knew him because of, being around for so many years.
Well, see, the thing is, before Gold's expanded and it was in that one room, you go there.
Oh, I love that. John, that was the best.
It
That
was
was the best.
in one room. You would have Mr. Olympias, Mr. Universe, people training for all kinds of contests, people from other countries training for the Olympia. You would have my second day in the gym. Samir Benoot is giving me force reps with leg extensions. I didn't even know the fuck.
Dude, let me tell you something. The best part, John, what about this? You go there, you see, because I'm a schmoozer, and, John, you could talk to it. I'd be at the fucking gym. I'd be in there for fucking an hour and a half before I even got past Kent Kuhn at the front desk. Kent Kuhn.
Kent would talk your ear off. Yeah,
Kent Keene knew everybody's membership number.
Yep.
You walked there, 478-321. I mean, you were talking about 5,000 members.
Yeah,
he knew all the numbers.
And he loved to talk fucking smack. He'd give you the dirt and everything like that. I would talk to him forever. Oh my God.
He was there in '93 when I got there.
He was there
still
forever.
there?
How many years did he work
died
there?
recently.
He did.
He died.
He died recently.
One of the first visions I had when I walked in there, I'll never forget, is Paul Dillette. Remember that David bicep curl machine they used to have, where you had to put the pins in, and if you put the pins in, you did the stack plus the side stack.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep.
So I just paid my $50, and I go to walk in, and it's in that first room, that David curl machine, and there's Paul Dillette, and he's got his tank top on, and he's doing curls with his left arm, and I'm looking at the machine, and I'm going, that's pretty good, because you could see the vein, like the veins were almost hitting me, I'm standing by the doorway, the turnstile, whatever they had there, and I just looked over, and I turned around, and Kent was watching me, goes, yep, does that all the time. Kind of like no big deal to watch him do. He was doing one-arm curls on that David machine with the stack plus the pins on the side. It was insane, and he was doing them like
with one
reps.
arm.
You bring up a good point, Carlo, because the difference that I noticed from going from the East Coast coming over to Gold's Venice was all the guys were using machines. The machines were way, way more popular on the West Coast than on the East Coast. Mostly guys used a lot of free weight stuff. And I was surprised how much I saw the machine usage over there versus East Coast, which was, like I said, squats and all free weight type movements.
Do you know why? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because we had Joe Gold. Joe Gold was the first guy to ever make machines.
Right.
And he equipped the entire world gym, the first gym in the world that was ever equipped with machines designed specifically for bodybuilding.
Right.
And he made, and I told you, all of us had dual memberships. We belonged to Golds, we belonged
Yeah.
to World. We would go to World to train legs because the machines were the best in the
He
world.
would stack plates and drill holes through the fucking round plates, regular standard plates. He would drill a hole, and that's what you used.
To pin it.
He made his own weight stacks.
He made his
And
own weight
he painted the shit outside was painted with swimming pool paint, so it wouldn't rust.
That gym and the one in the valley where he built all the equipment for are the reason why he fucked up his back and was in a wheelchair, because he welded all that shit. His house was a block away from mine. He was on the Rialto. He was on the Circle. I would see him out there freaking welding all day and all night, grinding, welding. He did it all himself.
Wow.
He started all that shit. Take a weight stack like this and drill holes. Imagine that.
Yep.
To line that shit up.
Yeah, you got to be
He made his
a
own
good
weight
craftsman
stacks.
to do that.
The bearings he used, leg extension, a leg press, the one leg press that he had by the outside balcony in the back of the gym.
I used it many times.
Unbelievable, smooth. You could do that all day long.
I loved that balcony, John. I used to love that balcony. I go out there all the time.
You know what it was, Greg? We came from New York, right? Freezing our asses off. The gyms are in the basement. The gyms are in the shittiest places in New York. The fucking worst places in the world you'll find a gym in New York because it's cheap. And we get out there and it's fucking 80 degrees. The sun is out. You're outside with no shirt on, trying to
February.
and the ocean is right there, right before they put the condos.
And like dummies, we all went back too, didn't you?
Hey, he used to call me.
I did at least, yeah.
Hey, he used to call me the man with the New York tan because I was white. I was fucking pale white. So Joe Gold always used to say, "There he is, the man with the New York tan."
He had a name for everybody.
Eddie Giuliani be running around in there, fucking. Oh, I used to help him put the shirts. They had an attic above the fucking where the window was.
The desk.
And I used to help him put the shirts up in the attic. Never once did he give me a fucking free shirt.
But you know, if you wanted to get a free tank top at Gold's, all you had to do was wear a world tank top over there, and they would
replace it. Yeah, they would
take
replace
that off,
it.
and
Exactly.
I had the jacket in the picture of me outside, you know, with all the pros there. I'm the guy. I was wearing a gray Gold's gym jacket with 2 stripes on the side.
I gotta show you something. Hang on.
Yeah.
That was fucking good. Those were
Mr.
good
G,
times.
what's going on with the cookies? Anything new?
All the same stuff.
Okay.
You know,
MrPottsProtein.net, guys. If you got to get your cookies, my favorite Keto Lights, Jumbo Lights are great too. And of course, if you want the big Jumbo Palumbo cookie, mass cookie, you can get that as well, as well as all his other accoutrements over there. Check it out.
Yeah, John, I had the gray one
nice.
of those. They had a gray one. I had the gray.
You know how rare these are? You know how rare this is?
It's probably
Yeah.
you should put it on
It's
eBay.
like
You probably make
one of
some bucks off that.
John, I also had the ones with the red sleeves and it said Golds down the
Yes.
side.
Yeah.
I had that one.
Yep.
The winter one. I had this. I had the gray one. You had a gray one with the stripes. I'm in a picture with all the bodybuilders. Ron Tufo.
You know, Connolly made a jacket like that for Metrex, similar with the leather sleeves and everything like that. And you know what? I always wanted it. And then I started working for him, and they gave me the last jacket. And of course, I was like over 300 pounds at the time. So it was like a 4X jacket. I saw it in my closet the other day. I went to put the thing on. It looked like I was like a little kid playing dress up in his daddy's, like, you know, fucking jacket.
Same here. I swim in this jacket.
That's how big the thing was on me, you know, because that was like 140 pounds ago, you know.
That's crazy. But there'd never be an era like that. Never.
Everyone talked. No headphones.
No.
You know,
Oh my God.
Everyone, no stupid headphones. Everyone was talking to each
In
other.
Worlds, they had the guys would wear the Walkmans back when it was a cassette tape chip Walkman.
You'd have to have it
because they
strapped to
played
your
no
waist.
music.
Yeah.
Right. Joe used to call them Dumbo ears, remember?
Yup, because nope. See, they didn't like music in the gym in Worlds, and I would go there. I like it because I don't train with music now. Even when I own my own gym, at night when I would train, I would turn off the music.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know. I don't like to train.
Oh,
Me too.
and Gold's
Me too.
Gold's Gym would have fuck music blasting.
Yes.
You know, you hear there's two things you would hear from one block away is clanking weights and music.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
and they were always behind the time though. To me, I always felt like this fucking music's more like oldie shit, you know, like a lot of rock stuff and everything.
It was rock and
When
roll.
as a bodybuilder, when you would walk past Gold's, it was like you were walking past the greatest nightclub of all time that you just had to get
it was
into.
like a
You know,
fat person walking past a bakery.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't look at bodybuilding in the same fucking way. I don't give a shit what you could look at bodybuilders on the internet now and this and that. It's not the fucking same. Dude, I waited every Wednesday. Like
it's
the
you know what,
first
Greg.
Wednesday of every month.
It's not the same because it's not the experience. You can't go
Yeah, but
someplace and experience
Dave,
it. You have to
but dude,
experience
just-
it now online, on social media, in chat rooms. It's not the same because it's not a personalized type of experience anymore. And it's just because the world has changed. It sucks, but
just
that's
to
the way
get
it
the
is.
magazine, oh Dave, I used to wait like every
I know,
first
but
Wednesday.
Greg, you know what the problem is? To me, going online and being able to see up to the second updates on social media now is more exciting to me than the magazine because I want to know what's going on at all times. So I enjoy that social media aspect of it, but the personalized experience. Okay, now I don't train anymore in the sense like where I'm trying to compete. So I don't miss it because I had it when I was competing. But I think the guys today don't even understand the experience that you had when you went out to that gym and you saw all these guys training and the energy that was there and the whole, it was like you were like, oh my God, this is the greatest experience of my life. I never want to leave here. And that you can't do it again. I know like Flex Lewis just opened the Dragon's Lair in Vegas, and that's probably a really good nurturing environment. I talked to Justin Dees who manages that gym, and they're trying to create that kind of atmosphere there. But no matter what people do, it'll never duplicate what was at Gold's. But I think that the bodybuilders crave
Yeah, but wait a minute.
that
You
experience.
could go to that gym that you were just talking about, Flex Lewis's gym,
Yeah.
and I like Flex Lewis. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, you see these bodybuilders all the time on the internet. You watch their videos.
Yeah.
John will tell you back then you never the only.
I know,
way you
but
saw-
my point is, as a
It's a
bodybuilder who
magazine.
trains, the missing component is that you can't go someplace nowadays like you did back then and have the personalized experience. That's what's missing.
Yeah, but you see, listen to me. I watch videos. I watch your videos. I watched it. You watch guys talk online and everything, so you feel like you know them.
Right.
You walk in and there's like Lou Ferrigno, and you're going, wait a minute, that's like Lou Ferrigno from Pumping Iron and the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, you make up your own
hear his
scenarios in your
voice
head
and
about
shit.
who they are. I know.
And I piggyback off what Dave was saying, right? The world is so much different of a place because I came in at the tail end of, well, not the tail end. I was in Gold's in 93, 94, and I would go out often. And right up until 2007, I went out there for different photo shoots and stuff like that. So what's different, Greg, is we're now, the world is in real time. Okay. Back then it wasn't in real time.
Right. You're right.
So
bro.
when you had to go out there to see your heroes, the people that you saw in the magazines, and you didn't know what their voice sounded like. You didn't know whether they were nice or
Right.
not nice. Because, like, look, I can go on right now, and I know exactly what The Rock is doing because he's posting an update as far as what he's doing. You didn't know what Lou Ferrigno was unless you were out in California watching him train. So when you're flying across country, and one of the first people you see is Lou Ferrigno, who you've seen on TV as the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk didn't have a live feed. He didn't have a phone in his pocket that he pulled out and said, hey, I'm about to go paint myself green and get on the TV. Like, he didn't do that. So there was so much more left to the imagination back then that it was the mystique and the intrigue were overwhelming. I don't think that anybody could be overwhelmed anymore the way that we were. And at the same time, appreciative of the experiences that we had. Some of my fondest memories, my bodybuilding life, all took place off stage in the experiences that I had in the Gold's gyms and meeting people like Lou Ferrigno, like the Barbarian Brothers, seeing Mike Mentzer, and then appreciating it in hindsight, by the way, because Mike Mentzer dies. I'm like, holy shit. Well, I got to meet him. That was great. At least I got to meet him there. Seeing Chris Cormier, Rico McClinton, Flex Wheeler, all train together and just be like in awe of it. And then a month later saying, oh wow, I was there when they did that shoot. You know, so it's stuff like that the experiences today, they don't get that, but they have a different type of experience.
Right.
What they have now is, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing right now. So if you get a group of 10, 15, 20 influencers in a gym right now, I'm willing to bet that their experience in training together is nowhere near the experience that we would have had going into a gym. And as I said, Billy Thundersmith, Aaron Baker, Garen Stridham, Paul Dillette, Dorian Yates, Gabriella Reese, Keanu Reeves, all of these guys in one place at one time.
Yep.
I'll take that any day. That's no disrespect to the guys, what they do today and the experiences that they provide their followers. I think it's great. It's just different. And, you know,
I just feel
and just to finish, I agree with Dave's point that by the time we got the magazines, it was old news. Today, we get it up to the minute. We get up to the minute updates. So I also have a fond appreciation for where we are right now.
I like all that, but it's too much for me. I like the fact that you could, when you walk into a gym and you see this fucking guy, it's an era that I can't explain.
Because it was your era. That's why. Because that's what you grew up. So it's like the people who watch old movies. They say, "Oh, these old movies are the best movies," because it brings back memories of your childhood.
I understand that part of it too.
You know,
but I just feel like it's been watered down and it's so overblown. You know what I mean?
It's just different. It's just different.
John, if I
you know what else is different though is that back then we weren't mutants. We were outcasts. Bodybuilders. The public did not understand this. You walk into a restaurant.
Yes.
You
Now
walk
it's
into a
everywhere.
restaurant and 13
they still don't understand you, John.
What?
They still don't understand us.
I mean, it was
John.
worse, no, it was worse way worse back then. So at least when you were at Gold's, you were in the brotherhood.
You
were among your own.
exactly.
You know?
I remember
It made
seeing
you want
a
to
guy.
do more drugs, eat more food, and do more extreme stuff. Yeah.
John, I remember seeing a guy in my town walking down the street, and he had a Gold's Gym shirt on. I was driving. I stopped my car, and I ran over. I go, dude, like he was one of us. Because back then, that was 1979.
Yeah, that's a
Nobody
long
fucking
time ago.
worked
That's
out.
a long
And another thing which was amazing, whatever you needed, if you
There was
needed
more of a brother.
If you needed a good price on a fucking stereo, if you needed your car rewired, if you needed break somebody's legs, if you needed whatever the miles turned back on your speedometer, whatever you needed, you could get it from a guy at the gym.
Absolutely. John, if I gave you one of the old magazines right now, one of the old even Muscular Development, one of the old Strength and Health, one of the old Bob Kennedy magazines, and you look at it, you get a different feel. You know what I'm saying? Even though magazines are done today, I get it. But what I'm trying to say is that it kind of brings you back. I just feel like these guys won't know today what it's like. I mean, they say, okay, oh, look at Instagram. You know, what's his name's eating a skinless chicken and fucking.
It's different. It's just a different experience. That's all. You're right. They'll never experience that, Greg, because it's an era gone. But that's why we have to do shows like this to remind people about how great it was.
Walk
But
in the gym and see there's Arnold.
We got to wrap this up.
There's Arnold.
We got to wrap it up. We've been going a long time. I appreciate. I love the stories. We'll continue these obviously in future episodes. I know guys love to hear about the old times. Maybe I will get Victor Richards on the show. Now that he reached out to me, we'll see. The last time he wanted to charge me, this time I think he has something to say. So
that's the Victor Richards
we'll see how that goes. Carlo, thank you for joining us, and of course, if you want to get the best chicken on the net, thechickenpound.com. Check it out. What's the coupon code, Carlo?
RX Muscle.
Okay, use that, and you get how much percent off?
10% off on RX Muscle. Yep.
Okay, and George, do we have a coupon code on Mr. Potts Protein.net?
RX Muscle, Momo.
Atta boy.
And how much off do we get for that? 10 or 15%?
15% off.
Okay, don't forget to use it. No, it's
Atta
RX Muscle
boy.
and Momo. There's two
Momo.
separate ones?
What's that?
What are there two separate codes or is it just one code?
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. They're separate codes. RX Muscle, Momo.
Okay, they're both 15%.
Atta
off.
boy, George. That's why I
It's
love
a
you.
comma between
Right.
RX.
We need
Muscle
more.
and
Send more cookies. Send more chicken. And
I
and
love
we'll
this
keep
chicken, by
pushing
the
it
way.
out there. Guys,
Got
until
it.
next week, I'm Dave Palumbo with the entire Whack Pack. Have a great day.
Atta boy. All right, guys. I
All
gotta
right.
run. I love you all. I gotta
Love
go
you,
get
man.
my
You get
court.
your